Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. So now that we covered that the fatha is going to be signed for a nasb for only three types of things, we can now cover the secondary signs. So the secondary signs is the ya, the kasra, the alif, and hadf nun. So what are these signs going to be used for, and which type of nouns are these things going to be the sign of nasb? For the alif is a sign of nasb for only one type of noun, which is asma' khamsa, the five nouns. So akhuka, abuka, hamuka, and so on and so forth. All of them, the sign of them being marfu' is a waw. But the sign of them being mansub is going to be an alif. So that waw is going to change to an alif when it becomes mansub. So inna abaka here is mansub, and the sign of it being mansub is an alif. Moving forward, the kasra is a sign of nasab sometimes. So originally, the kasra is a sign of jar, right? The kasra is the original sign for al-jar. But the kasra can sometimes also be used as a sign of nasab for one type of noun, which is jam'u and thana. The sound feminine plural, the sign of it being mansub is going to be a kasra. So خلق الله السماوات والأرض. السماوات is mansub here because the object of the verb خلق. But the sign of it being mansub is a kasra. Why? Because samawat is jam'u an salim, a sound feminine plural. So the sign of it being mansub is going to be a kasra. And we're going to see that likewise, the sign of it being majrurun is also going to be a kasra. So the kasra for the jam'u an salim can be a sign of nasab, or it can be a sign of jar, depending on the context. Moving forward, the ya is a sign of nasab for two types of things. Jam'u dhakkar salim, the sound masculine plural, inna al-muslimina. So we covered before that the sound masculine plural, the sign of it being marfu was a waw. Muslimuna, mutadarisuna, muhandisuna, all these nouns, they're marfu, and the sign of them being marfu is the waw. But the sign of jam'u dhakkar salim being mansub is going to be a ya. So the waw is going to change to a ya, and that's going to be the sign of it being marfu. So inna al-muslimina, inna al-muhandisina, inna al-mu'minina, and then it goes on. Now note that the letter before the ya has a kasra in the jam'u dhakkar salim. That's the case because likewise the ya is a sign of nasab for the muthanna, the dual noun. So inna al-kitabaini, kitabaini here is mansub, and the sign of it being mansub is the ya. And we covered before that the muthanna, the dual noun, the sign of it being marfu is a alif. Kitabani, masjidani, baytani, and all those examples that I just brought, all of them were marfu, and the sign of them being marfu is the alif there. Now, when these nouns become mansub, that alif becomes a ya. In al-kitabaini, in al-baytaini, in al-muslimaini. But note here that the letter before the ya has a fatha, right? Because here it's al-muslimina, but here it's al-kitabaini. So it's important to note this, that you don't confuse this, because if you're reading about harakat, you could easily confuse that this means al-muslimaini, but no, it's al-muslimina because jam'u dhakkar salim. Anyhow, moving forward to the last one. Hadf nun, the dropping of nun is a sign of nasab for obviously only one thing, which is af'al al-khamsa. The five verbs that take a nun at the end of it, that nun being called thubut nun, and the presence of it being the sign of rafa'. Likewise, the absence of that nun is going to be the sign of it being mansub. So when I say for example, tadhabina, yadhabani, yadhabuna, tadhabani, yadhabani, and all those five that I just mentioned, there was thubut nun. Thubut nun was at the end of it, and it was it being there was the representation and the sign of it being marfu'. Now, the sign of it being mansub is going to be that I drop that. So I'll say lan yadhabu with dropping the nun, because originally yadhabu here was yadhabuna. But because yadhabu here is mansub, I'm going to show that it's mansub by the dropping of the nun. So it's going to become lam yadhabu instead of yadhabuna. So those are the secondary signs of nasab. Hadf nun for the five nouns, or the five verbs, as I say, al-af'al al-khamsa. Al-alif for al-asma' al-khamsa, the five nouns. And kasra for jam'u an salim, the sound feminine plural. And the ya for two things, the muthanna, the dual, kitabaini, and the jam'u dhakkar salim, the sound masculine plural, muslimina. And then the fatha, we covered that it's a sign of nasab for the ism mufrad, the singular noun, jam'u taksir, the broken plural, and the fi'l mudara that does not have anything attached to the end of it.